Good afternoon. Welcome to the second public hearing for the 2015 Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG, program year. My name is Deborah Stamm, and I am the Director of Community Development for the City of Salisbury. Today's hearing will include a status report of the previously funded CDBG projects that are currently open, and an overview of the projects that are proposed for funding in the draft 2015 action plan. In PY 2009, the city awarded the Shore Housing Resource Board, or SHRB, $20,000 in CDBG funds for fair housing training and outreach. These funds are being utilized by SHRB to produce training materials and conduct training sessions. This training is designed to inform Maryland housing developers, realtors, bankers, insurers, landlords, and management agents about fair housing. In particular, the developers will be educated about reasonable accommodations, reasonable modifications, and cost-efficient, accessible designs. A training session was conducted by SHRB in June 2010, and 28 people attended this training. The types of agencies represented included housing developers, landlords, management agents, realtors, and housing specialists. SHRB also completed production on some new fair housing training materials, which they are distributing to the appropriate local agencies. These training materials include both brochures and posters, and the posters are in English on one side and Spanish on the other. Some of the CDBG funds were used by SHRB to put up fair housing billboards in select locations around Salisbury for 6 weeks in March and April 2013. SHRB is utilizing the remaining grant funds to develop an online webinar-style training format for their website. In PY 2010, the city began utilizing some of its CDBG funds to provide a nuisance code enforcement officer for the Church Street Doverdale CDBG target neighborhood. This officer operates exclusively in the Church Street Doverdale neighborhood to address nuisance code violations. This increased level of code enforcement, when combined with the other ongoing revitalization efforts in the Church Street Doverdale neighborhood, is helping to arrest the decline of the area. The nuisance code enforcement officer has continued to make substantial progress in dealing with the nuisance code violations in the target neighborhood. Continued funding for this position was provided in the 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2014 action plans, and additional funding is included in the 2015 action plan. In PY 2011, the city set aside CDBG funding for the Cody Cox Branch Flood Relief Drainage Improvements Project. These funds are being used for the engineering design portion of the Cody Cox project. This project will address the flooding that occurs in the west side area when we experience heavy rains. During the past year, the Salisbury Public Works Department has been working on obtaining the construction and permanent easements required for the project. The required easements have now been reviewed and executed. Public Works is looking to bid this project in May 2015. If all goes as planned, the MDE contractor procurement review will take place in July 2015. The notice to proceed will be issued in October 2015, and construction will be completed in the summer of 2016. In PY 2013, the following projects were funded through CDBG. Salisbury Neighborhood Housing Services, owner-occupied housing rehabilitation. Rehabilitation work has been completed on 6 properties, and 2 more rehabs are underway. Low Mod Neighborhood Sidewalk Creation Program. This project provided funds for the creation of additional sidewalks in the Hammond Street area of the Doverdale neighborhood. The bulk of the funding was utilized for sidewalks constructed in the selected area in July 2014. The remaining funds will be added to the 2015 sidewalk creation funds, which will be used to install curb, gutter, and sidewalks at the intersection of Brown and Naylor Streets in conjunction with the construction of the new Fire Station Number 2 building. This will greatly improve the pedestrian connectivity in the area. In PY 2014, the following projects were funded through CDBG. Salisbury Neighborhood Housing Services, closing costs, down payment assistance. The environmental review record has been completed, the subrecipient agreement has been completed and fully executed, and the authorization to proceed letter has been issued. 3 clients have already settled on their homes, and there are 4 more client applications currently being processed. Habitat for Humanity of Wicomico County, housing construction. These funds are for 200 Naylor Street. The environmental review record has been completed, and the grant funds for this project have been released by HUD. The subrecipient agreement has been completed and fully executed, and an authorization to proceed letter has been issued. Holly Community Inc., job training program for low mod income elderly and developmentally disabled. The environmental review record has been completed. The subrecipient agreement has been completed and fully executed, and an authorization to proceed letter has been issued. Holly Community has completed 3 cycles of training to date with 4 to 6 participants each, and each training cycle runs Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. for 4 weeks. Participant feedback has been extremely positive. City of Salisbury, demolition of blighted properties, 205 Marshall Street. The environmental review record has been completed. The city's Neighborhood Services and Code Compliance Department has obtained bids for the demolition, and the demolition will be scheduled soon. So that concludes the open projects review. Now for 2015, we have included the following projects in the action plan, which will be submitted to HUD by May 15th. Habitat for Humanity of Wicomico County, housing construction. This will be for 412 Coles Circle, $72,200. Village of Hope, partial funding of repairs to the roof of the residence building, $17,480. Wicomico County Free Library, exterior lighting improvements and knee wall enhancements to discourage loitering, $14,410. City of Salisbury Nuisance Code Enforcement Officer, this is the additional funding for this coming year, $46,175. And City of Salisbury Low Mod Neighborhood Sidewalk Creation Program, $88,628. This is the funding that will be added to the remaining 2014 funding to do the work in the Naylor and Brown Street area. So that concludes my report. I'd now like to open up the floor to the public if anyone has any comments they'd like to make concerning either projects that are proposed or just in general the needs, the community development needs of the city.
I would.
Wonderful.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is James Finneran. I am the Interim Executive Director of the Village of Hope. This is a Salisbury organization which conducts a 2-year transitional living program for disadvantaged women and their children if they happen to have them. The Village of Hope is celebrating its 25th year anniversary, and also the roof on the building where we house our participants is also celebrating its 25th year anniversary. And we're very happy to say that by the end of the year, thanks to the CDBG grant, we will have a new roof on that building. We are very appreciative of this. We were very appreciative of the entire process which we were asked to participate in. And like any nonprofit, we have to watch every penny, and we have to try to keep our operation up to standard. And this grant will play a major role in that this year. So we appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Seeing as there are no other comments to be made, that concludes our Public hearing for this afternoon. The city will be accepting written comments on the 2015 action plan through 4:30 p.m. on Thursday, April 23rd, 2015. All written comments should be mailed to the City of Salisbury, Department of Community Development, 125 North Division Street, Salisbury, Maryland, 21801. For additional information, you may contact the Department of Community Development at 410-334-3031. Again, my name is Deborah Stam. I'm the Director of Community Development for the City of Salisbury. That concludes today's public hearing. We are adjourned.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good.